From the largest national basins to the smallest local farms, sustainable practices have made substantial changes in the agricultural world. But if I asked you to give me the benefits of these lands in North America, what comes to mind? A very protected environment, a shelter for wildlife, or even a steady source of clean water and food. However, sustainable land is one of the least protected habitats worldwide, and even though the resources are limited and irreplaceable. Agricultural sustainability is important in the fight to take care of the lands that provide us with the vast amounts of clean water and food within a secure and vibrant rural community. Everyone needs an understanding of sustainability to help us change our ways, better understand our food production, and learn about the impacts it has on the everyday person. As future leaders, as future consumers, as future business people, or future farmers, we need to protect the only land we have before the resources are simply depleted. Today, I'll inform you of degradation of land and resources and the implementation of new practices in the agricultural world. My name is Ava Baker, and even though I wasn't born into agriculture, I spent numerous hours working with local farmers, local FFA chapters, and becoming an advocate for the truth of the agricultural community and the farmers that provide me with the food I need to live. Today, I will be explaining the changes in our world and how they can be reversed. Although sustainability has many facets, agricultural sustainability simply means good stewardship of the natural systems and resources all farms rely on, according to the National Union of Concerned Scientists. Agricultural sustainability can be implemented in so many areas across our world, and it can help to reverse the negative effects that have been generated. With extreme losses in areas such as biodiversity, water management, climate change, and sustainable land, there's only a matter of time before the resources we depend on are simply depleted. Unsafe agricultural practices have the ability to impair so many parts of our lives and our environment. However, most people do not realize the simple solution is the implementation of sustainable practices, which will help to reverse agriculture's own footprint, as well as capture excess carbon generated by other industries. One of the most popular choices is sustainable grazing, which would help to implement livestock back into crop rotations and put them into a happy habitat which they once belonged. By definition, the USDA says sustainable grazing is lands that provide a healthy environment, promote ecology and economically sound management of all private grazing for their adapted uses and multiple benefits to the environment and society. The implementation of grazing would help to reintegrate livestock back into production and open up opportunities for our wildlife habitat, soil carbon storage, water quality, and rural economies. But the land we have is disappearing due to threats such as population growth inducing urbanization, agricultural conversion, and energy development. However, there is a fine line between the reintegration and overgrazing. When you put large amounts of animals into a small amount of land, overgrazing can happen, which could lead to issues in the environment and with the livestock. Oxford defines overgrazing as excessive grazing, which causes damage to a grassland. But we need to rebuild our grasslands to protect biodiversity, and this is also the basis for most agriculture in the United States. But unsafe agricultural practices have also damaged our biodiversity. About a year ago, the United States conducted a Living Planet report, which found that biodiversity has decreased by 69% over the last 50 years. But less biodiversity means that plants, animals, and humans are more prone to pests and diseases. Compounded by our resilience on fewer and fewer species to feed ourselves, this puts food security at risk. Less biodiversity raises the chances of disease and puts our food service under extreme crisis. World Economic Forum is an organization for the reconstruction of a nature positive by 2030. Researcher Marco Lambertini claims that a nature positive future needs transformative, game-changing shifts in how we produce, how we consume, how we govern, and what we finance. To increase biodiversity, humans need to provide the habitat and shift our habits to be a more inclusive production system. But they go hand in hand. By increasing and reintegrating livestock into production, biodiversity has been proven to soar, as well as other factors such as improved soil fertility, increased water systems, and protect the environment. But most farmers are struggling to adapt to the new ways and are once again returning to old harmful habits. Without these lands, Earth would not nearly be what it is today. Whether you're 80 or 18, male or female, or an advocate for agriculture or not, you have a place in our mission to better our planet. By having these lands, we are provided the necessities of food, water, and other animal lives. So how today can we change the way these lands are protected? By changing our ways and loving the lands that provide us with the basis of agriculture, together we can move towards a better environment. It's not too late to start, and it'll never be too late to change. So I leave you if there's no other balanced solution, then what would it hurt to start? What will the agricultural world do now? How can you change tomorrow? And what does sustainable agriculture hold in our world today?